Imagine building the greatest fortune in American history, equivalent to over $200 billion today, only for your descendants to lose it all within a century. This is the story of the Vanderbilt family, pioneers of the railroad empire that shaped modern America. From Cornelius Vanderbilt's humble beginnings in poverty to the glittering heights of Gilded Age wealth, and the tragic fall marked by family scandals, tragedies, and what some call the curse of wealth. As an analyst, I'll break down the rise, the ruin, and the timeless lesson: how family business clashes with personal ambitions. Stick around for a deep dive into one of America's most cautionary tales. From rags to riches, the rise of Cornelius Vanderbilt. Let's start at the beginning. Cornelius Vanderbilt was born on May 27, 1794, on Staten Island, New York, to a poor Dutch-American farming family. Dropping out of school at age 11, he borrowed $100 from his mother to buy a small sailboat and started ferrying passengers across New York Harbor. By 16, he was running his own ferry business, earning the nickname the Commodore for his commanding presence on the water. Analytically, Cornelius's success stemmed from ruthless efficiency and spotting opportunities in transportation. During the War of 1812, he secured government contracts to supply forts, amassing his first real wealth. By the 1820s, he dominated the steamboat industry, undercutting competitors and building a monopoly on routes between New York and New England. His motto? Law? What do I care about law? Ain't I got the power? But the real empire began with railroads. In the 1850s, as steamships waned, Cornelius pivoted to rails. He acquired the New York and Harlem Railroad in 1863, then the Hudson River Railroad, and by 1867, the mighty New York Central Railroad. Through shrewd deals, like manipulating stock during the Erie Railroad War against rivals Daniel Drew and Jay Gould, he consolidated control over key lines from New York to Chicago. By his death in 1877, Cornelius's fortune was $105 million, about 1.15% of the U.S. GNP at the time, or roughly $300 billion in today's dollars. When adjusted for economic impact, he wasn't just rich. He was a titan who standardized railroad gauges, improved efficiency, and laid the tracks for America's industrial boom. Yet, his personal life hinted at future troubles. Married to cousin Sophia Johnson, they had 13 children, but Cornelius was a stern patriarch, disinheriting most for not meeting his standards. Building the empire, succession, and expansion, Cornelius left 95% of his estate to his eldest son, William Henry Vanderbilt, a decision that sparked immediate family drama. His other children contested the will, leading to bitter court battles. One daughter even claimed Cornelius was insane. But William prevailed, and under his stewardship from 1877 to 1885, the empire doubled to $200 million. William was more conservative than his father, focusing on expansion rather than cutthroat competition. He extended the New York Central system westward, acquiring the Lake Shore and Michigan Southern Railway, creating a seamless network from the Atlantic to the Midwest. Analytically, this era represented the peak of family business synergy. William inherited not just money, but operational know-how, emphasizing reinvestment over extravagance. However, cracks appeared. William's famous quote, "The public be damned," during an 1882 interview, revealed the family's growing disconnect from society, fueling anti-monopoly sentiments. His children, Cornelius II, William Kissam, Frederick, and George, grew up in opulence, attending elite schools but lacking their grandfather's grit. Key expansions included the Grand Central Depot, later terminal, in New York, a symbol of Vanderbilt power. But personal ambitions began overriding business. The siblings built lavish cottages in Newport, Rhode Island, like the breakers, costing millions, equivalent to billions today. George Vanderbilt's Biltmore estate in North Carolina, completed in 1895, was America's largest home at 178,000 square feet, draining $6 million, over $200 million adjusted. These weren't investments. They were monuments to ego, signaling a shift from empire building to status chasing. Family dramas and the seeds of ruin now. Let's analyze the human element. The family dramas that accelerated the fall. After William's death in 1885, the fortune splintered among 8 children, diluting control. Cornelius too took over the railroads, but died young in 1899 from a stroke, aged 55. His brother Alfred Gwynn Vanderbilt perished in 1915 aboard the Lusitania, torpedoed by a German U-boat, leaving a $42 million estate, but no direct business heir. Scandals abounded. Reginald Vanderbilt, a gambler and alcoholic, squandered millions on horses and parties, dying broke in 1925. His daughter Gloria Vanderbilt faced her own tragedies. A custody battle in the 1930s dubbed the trial of the century, exposing family dysfunction. Suicides plagued the line. Cornelius Jeremiah, Cornelius Sr.'s son, killed himself in 1882 after being cut off. Later, great-grandson Carter Cooper jumped from a balcony in 1988. As an analyst, these weren't random. They stemmed from the curse of wealth, unearned riches breeding entitlement, addiction, and mental health issues. The third generation, born into luxury, lacked the hunger that drove Cornelius. Instead of nurturing the railroad business, they pursued personal ambitions. Social climbing, philanthropy, like Vanderbilt University, founded by Cornelius with $1 million, and lavish lifestyles. By the early 1900s, the family lost majority control of New York Central amid antitrust laws and competition from automobiles and airlines. The fall and the curse of wealth, the ruin was swift. The 1929 stock market crash wiped out paper fortunes, and estate taxes, introduced in 1916, devoured chunks with each death. By the 1940s, the railroads were nationalized or sold off. New York Central merged with Pennsylvania Railroad in 1968, ending Vanderbilt dominance. At a 1973 family reunion at Vanderbilt University, not one of the 120 attendees was a millionaire. The Vanderbilt curse became proverbial, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. Why? Analytically, wealth entropy. Without active management, fortunes dissipate. The family squandered on yachts, divorces. Alva Vanderbilt's 1895 divorce cost $10 million, and poor investments. Affluenza eroded work ethic. As Gloria Vanderbilt later said, wealth was an initiative sucker and a curse. Contrast this with families like the Rockefellers, who institutionalized philanthropy and governance to preserve wealth. Lessons: family business versus personal ambitions. The core lesson? Family business thrives on alignment, but personal ambitions can destroy it. Cornelius built through ambition tied to enterprise. Later generations prioritized self-indulgence. To avoid this: 1. Teach financial literacy early. Make heirs earn through work. 2. Use trusts and clear wills to prevent splintering. 3. Foster family councils for unity. 4. Balance philanthropy with reinvestment. For today's seniors planning legacies, remember, wealth isn't just money, it's a tool for purpose. The Vanderbilts show that without vigilance, even empires crumble. Today, the Vanderbilt name lives on through descendants like CNN's Anderson Cooper, Gloria's son, who built his own career without inherited billions. It's a reminder that true legacy endures beyond dollars. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on family wealth in the comments. Until next time, reflect on your own dynasty.